The map is Bel'Shir Vestige. And let's see, are they going to move up to the top left-hand position? No. Spawning in the bottom right, it is EGTL's Hero.
His opponent spawning in the left top position, playing for Samsung Khan. His name is rOrO.
rOrO.
Now do remember, some of these EGTL players, they were out of the country for DreamHack, just arrived in Korea yesterday or 2 days ago, and now trying to adjust to Korean time schedule once again.
Yep, so they are going to be a little bit jet-lagged, and Coach Park as well went over with them, so, you know, he's going to be a bit jet-lagged as well, overall. But not everybody from the team went over there. You could keep that in mind. So there are still a few people at home, but I know Revival went over there, Hero went over the DreamHack as well, Jaedong as well. Naniwa was staying with the EGTL guys. He went over there. He did very well in that tournament. I'm trying to think if there are any other players that I know of that went over there from the EGTL house.
So let's see what Hero actually does. After going to DreamHack, is he actually going to copy Naniwa? Yes, he is. He's going to go for the gateway inside the main base.
It looks like it, man. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this, guys. I saw this build. I knew about it a little bit before DreamHack as well, and now I get to finally see it in action at Pro League. And it looks like, will he do the Naniwa build or just a standard Gateway Expand? That is the question here, but the Gateway Expand pretty much is the Naniwa build at this point, I do want to say. He kind of, he really reinvented it, I want to say.
I mean, we did see the build a couple of times in Pro League beforehand, so we can't say that it's completely Naniwa's build, but, you know, he revolutionized it at DreamHack and showed that it's actually viable to go that style every single time, and also Hero denying the base of rOrO. Now, the question is, how is rOrO going to, like I said, I'm not too sure how Hero's going to play this out. He does have the gateway, but, you know, I was talking with GoRush about this, and he said it's better to do this build on maps like Neoplanet S, where the chokes are smaller. Bel'Shir Vestige, the choke is a little bit large. So
it is a very large choke map, and looks like rOrO, not Revival, has decided to take his third base quite fast here. Also, getting these...
That's natural.
What?
That's natural, not the third base.
I said rOrO's trying to take his third, right?
Yeah, but I thought you said you're trying to take it fast, trying to imply that you're getting 3 hatcheries at the same time.
Oh, you're just messing with my head, man.
You were messing with my head in the first place.
You are confusing me, man.
No, you started it first. You can't say that I was confusing you because you started first, so I was confused, and then you're confused at what I said.
All right, let's focus on the game here, man. We do have a Nexus going up here for Hero, getting the Bel'Shir core behind this as well. The pylon that was denying the natural has been killed off here, and the natural at the third starting location for rOrO will finish up here. 2 Zerglings do get in the main base. They will scout everything, and not seeing that second gas here, that could point towards 3 additional gateways going up here quite soon from Hero, and then going for a timing attack following this.
Oh yeah, that's how Naniwa always starts to build and follows it up with the Stargate. However, he's just sending a few Zerglings here and abusing the fact that there isn't any cannons. Just trying to have some fun, trying to deny the gateways from going down, but finally, alright, Hero gets him down. Going
for the Forge Gateway wall off instead, so not going to be applying as much pressure early on here. But it looks like he will be following this up with a pretty standard play momentarily here. And, you know, if we think about things, he has delayed that third base by a good amount.
But look at the Robo timing, 5 minutes 40 seconds. He's putting down the Robo. So let's see if he actually goes for the +1 after the Forge finishes and tries to, and let's see if he tries to go for the 7-gate Immortal Pressure or / all-in.
That would be so cool.
That Naniwa actually did against TLO on Neoplanet S.
We're going to have to see. Well, he is getting the +1, so it is looking that way. We don't see a second geyser quite yet here, so that is something to note. If we have that second gas go up, or the additional gases go up here, then it will look like the Immortal All-In here, but so far, no additional gases. Also, loving that Stalker placement here. It's going to prevent this Overload from really seeing too much information.
Yeah, instead getting a Warp Prism.
Yeah. Interesting. Warp Prism. So it looks like Hero going to be moving back to his, I guess, multitasking style play, which is something that hero was really known for in Wings Liberty. You know, getting that Warp Prism, doing a lot of harassment with his Warp Prism, the Zealots, and you know, it could end up working out quite well for him.
There was actually a really nice build order that he did with this Warp Prism. What he did was put 2 sentries in there, or 3 sentries, force field the ramp constantly, and warp in infinite Zealots inside the Zerg's main base. So he might try to do something similar, or he might just go for a pressure with the Warp Prism while getting the Immortals out. And we have 4 additional gateways being put down.
Indeed we do, but still no more gases being taken from hero. He is still on 1 gas here.
He's just gonna go for the he's just gonna use all the gas on the Immortal. Second gas finally going up. And he's just gonna warp in a lot of Zealots, the Naniwa style that he did on Neoplanet S.
So a lot of Zealots here, not a lot of sentries though. That's something that's very important to note here. We're gonna have a lack of those, and still, you know what, rOrO, he doesn't really know what's going on right now. He doesn't have much scouting information on hero. You know, he's just kind of playing standard right now. He's getting some units here and there, but he doesn't really know exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, well, finally he stopped droning, and now he's getting the units out, so maybe he has some idea, but he did drone up heavily up until this point.
And getting that macro hatch as well, but still sticking on that mainly Roach Zergling unit composition. And now hero looks like he's getting ready to move out here. He has the Zealot count. He is sending a probe out as well. He could potentially take a 3rd base behind this. He is walling off here though, so with that and the lack of probes, I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing a 3rd base here anytime soon, but it looks like hero wants to push out across the map. And looking at this timing, man, 9 minutes 30 seconds.
It's really crucial that rOrO saw the Warp Prism. Now he knows that there's going to be some early pressure coming out, and he knows that his opponent hero could have hit all of those Immortals inside that Warp Prism. So all rOrO has to do right now is mass Roaches. Mass Roaches, mass Zerglings when he doesn't have the gas.
That's true. Now the biggest issue, nice flank from rOrO here, going to kill off a few units essentially for free. Now the Zealots do have +1, which are going to completely shred those 0-0 Zerglings apart. And I guess the commentator's making it a point that that Stalker there is stuck. Now the Immortals coming out of the Warp Prism. The biggest issue for rOrO right here is that he does not have speed quite yet for those Roaches, and this Protoss army is starting to look quite formidable.
But also remember, this is only 2 Immortals instead of 3. There's no force fields, which means that once Zealots get shredded by the Roaches, the Immortals are gonna get picked up for free. So it really depends on rOrO, and he needs to buy as much time as possible. Look at this, he already has tons of Zealots, not tons of Zealots, tons of Roaches that he made inside the main base.
Yeah, and look at this, we have a multi-pronged attack coming in from hero here. He is using those Immortals with that Warp Prism to micro. Nice micro there from hero. He doesn't lose either of those Immortals quite yet.
Warp Prism.
The Warp Prism does get taken out. The Immortals, one goes down, the other one will go down shortly, but he did manage to kill off a lot of Roaches here, and now we have a counter-attack from rOrO at the natural here. Where are the rest of hero's units, though? That's the real question. He will be safe against this attack at the natural, but his main attack did not work out at all, and hero knows it, and he is not happy about the situation.
He's only sitting on 40 probes. Finally, he's taking the gases once again, but his opponent can pressure him inside the 2 base till the game ends at this point.
These Zealots essentially sitting ducks here, going to get shredded by those Roaches, and at the same time, rOrO, he can just go on a full-on assault here. Nice force fields going down, going to trap a few of those Roaches, but will it be enough? That is not looking like it will be the case at this point, but rOrO, he does back off momentarily here.
Doesn't matter if he actually kills him right now or backs off, because he's taking a 4th base. He could drone up heavily, he could get the units down and go for the bust. Basically, rOrO can play any card that he wants, and hero, he needs to stay inside his main base for the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Yep, he is free to do anything at this point. Hero is just
really smart going for the mutas instead of sticking to the Roaches, because he knows that his opponent is now going to go for a heavy Immortal composition, which has no answer against the mutas.
Yep, that's true. It's going to be very hard for hero to deal with this muta play here. And I feel like this is just not an amazing map for hero when it comes to Protoss versus Zerg. I just see him consistently lose here against Zerg.
What's also funny is that hero trying to hit this timing where his opponent didn't have that much army. But if you look at the timing, it hit around 10 minutes. rOrO did a nice job buying some time after that, but 10 minutes. That's when the usual 7-gate Immortal all-in push comes.
Yeah.
and he had one less immortal, only solid sentry-based army, no sentries to actually force field the roaches, and there was a reason why it just didn't work out.
Yeah, it did. Now, hero, he is moving out a little bit more here. I think that he's going to try to go for some type of crazy 2-base all-in, but the problem is the mutas are going to come out, and that's going to end any chance of that actually working here. We have 12 mutas out on the way here. I mean, it's just not looking great for hero, unfortunately. He is going to try to move across the map, though.
He's going to try to move across, but he doesn't have to blink. He has no money to go for this double Stargate Phoenix production at this point. And rOrO's just buying a lot of time right now, but he doesn't even need to buy some time.
Now, rOrO going to break through here, potentially getting a lot of free kills here on some of these sentries, and Zealots using force fields here on. Actually, those are very nice force fields, but you know what? rOrO doesn't care, man. He can throw away these units and just remake whatever he wants to instantly. He has just a sick economy at this point.
This is the problem. Those mutas, he has no idea that the mutas are out on the field, and there's no way that hero can defend against the mutas.
Oh, and the mutas are spotted here. That's going to make hero think, oh, crap, what do I do now? I'm not sure, man. The mutas could probably actually take out that army if they wanted to.
Yeah, but he still needs to be careful because there's a lot of sentries and stalkers, but, you know, all rOrO really needs to do is go for the counterattack, and if he feels that his natural is going to get taken out, that's when he pulls back the mutas and defend against the main army. Yeah,
rOrO just on a constant attack here now, doing as much damage as possible, moving those mutas into the main base, and they're going to be able to kill off a lot of those sentries here. And a little bit of harassment here from hero at this expansion, but the problem is hero hasn't even taken his 3rd base yet, and we have 5 bases from the Zerg player.
If hero took out the 4th base, 5th base, and the 3rd base at the same time, then maybe he could try to come back into the game if he somehow dealt with the mutas, but realistically, I don't see any way that hero can actually come back into this game. He does have the 4 immortals, but he doesn't have enough anti-air against those mutas.
He doesn't, man. He's going to be forced to go into a base race essentially here, but you know what? The problem is once rOrO wants to regroup, you know, and hero can't reinforce his army, there's nothing he'll be able to do to defend against this. The mutas moving into the main base. There are some stalkers there, but the problem is the muta count is just too damn high at this point, and now the roach is moving in as well with the Zerglings. Hero trying to take out this 3rd base as well, going for a base trade if possible, but I don't think that's going to work in this case, man. Just you don't base trade against a Zerg who's ahead and has mutas and is completely destroying your base from the inside out.
Yeah, even rOrO knows that his opponent cannot actually break this in time to go for the elimination race, and
nice job by rOrO there, making a lot of spine crawlers to delay for time, even transfusing them. Mutas as well helping out here, and hero, man, that's going to be it. GG is called, and rOrO taking game 2, EGTL. Now, 2 games in a row where I just felt like the players kind of just fumbled with their build orders, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if that build order actually hits out a perfect timing because, you know, 10 minutes, that's when the players usually start pushing out for the Immortal Sentry all-in push. They have up to 3 Immortals, 8 Sentries, 4 infinite force fields, and they even have the Ward Prism. Compare that to Hero's build. He only had 2 Immortals, tons of Zealots, no gas for Sentries, and he also lost the Ward Prism in the end.